I love the guy. I love what he's doing in the space, and we need more people like him in the space. And yeah, super cool things happening in Web3. Follow him for great stuff coming up. And also, we would love to have Yash in our.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Yash, and in the 6th episode of the CommunityCast series, which is the podcast series on the developer, we interact with developers. We know their journey, how they break down into development, how they break down into Web3. So here we have Prakash Pathak. Prakash Bhaiya, hello Bhaiya, how are you?
Amazing, man. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good. So. I text you. I was in my college, so I just ran from my college and I'm back to the room to make a podcast with you.
Okay. So my name is Prakash Pathak. I am developer advocate for Spheron, and I love to write software. I love to speak to people, and I love making developer experience better. And my Web3 journey has started quite far. Like it started back in 2017 when I was when I was a college student and I was doing an internship, and in that internship, one fine day there was this government bureaucrat, and there is a table which is a technology table by Gartner. Okay, so Gartner releases a table of new technology coming up for past in next few days, in next few years, or like in a decade. Okay, they were like, okay, there is something called blockchain, and we are kind of pushing it towards our educational institutes and everything. So yeah, it's a good thing. And I was in my internship. I was with Ministry of Home Affairs. I was trying to do an internship in data science. So I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. So this fine gentleman actually put me through like, okay, let's start with writing a research paper on it. So I was very much lean into writing a research paper onto the same. I wrote a research paper on different DeFi based exchange solution, and actually the fun part is that research paper is also a light paper for a decentralized exchange today. So yeah, so yeah, so I got started there. Then I worked for a company called Crypto Lepto, where I used to write about all these blockchain based companies. I used to write about all these blockchain based systems back in the day where nobody kind of knew about it. Like it was very new, and nobody really trusted it, honestly. Yeah. Like, they were like, it's scam, right? So, but people still don't. I'm not even kidding. So there are a fair share of people who don't know what the technology is, and my job is to make them understand. And yeah, that's how I got started.
Okay. So back in 2017, when I think nobody in India was knowing about that blockchain, they were only even they don't know about the cryptos and all. Okay, so in 2017 you have started your journey, fine, and that's a huge experience you have gained from that. As have you started as a developer, or you have started as a DevRel?
Man, I started as a joke. Okay, so I wanted to be a comedian.
Okay.
And I'm not even kidding, yeah, like I'm being super honest here. So I wanted to be a comedian, and my whole focus was to become a comedian. And so becoming a comedian is something that you need people to listen to your jokes and actually laugh at it.
Yeah.
Right? That should happen. Like one thing a comedian should do, right? That was not happening. So I was like, oh man, should I change career? Like, is this a sign that people are not laughing for being a comedian? So I was like, let's do something serious, right? So I have been a fair share of, I'll not say I was a front bencher kid. I was a mid bencher kid. I was not a back bencher, but people who are like in the middle benches, nobody cares about. Either they're like front benches, yeah, and either they're back benches. So I was like kind of in the middle. So like people, there is a saying in India which goes with na pad bhi paaye, na bigad bhi paaye.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was that kind of kid. So I was like, what to do and was exploring with stuff. There were a whole lot of stuff like I'll do data science today, I'll do DSA tomorrow, I'll do this, I'll become that someday, I'll become astronaut, come that. So multiple things in my head, right? And I was like, dude, yeah, even comedian, right? So in second year, I decided that I want to go into data science, and I was like super serious about data science. I did an internship on data science and kind of exploded it. And there's one thing I decided that I'm going to do Python. And Python is going to be with me forever. And that actually strung out. It is with me forever. And I am a Pythonista, and I am a Python-based guy. And I love Python. So there are multiple people like who do JavaScript and who do a lot of stuff. Then I got into communities. So me and bunch of few people at my college, we started a company. We were like, boom, we're not going to work anymore for anyone. We'll make a company ourselves. And that's what a college kid's dream is, right? Like to create your own startup, to create your own company. So the very first event we did in India was Hack Ference, and we were quite successful in that. So we had India's first DevRel Conf, where we had DevRel from multiple cities and even international DevRels at one place. And we did a hackathon with them, we did hiring drives with them, and it was a massive success. Like it was a massive success. And we got into the shambles of, okay, that we are doing supremely good. What's next? So, but for a company to sustain or for an event company to sustain, there should be multiple things happening at a DX amount of time. So then I got into creating software, community, and also creating dev programs for companies. Then I got started with Scalenza. Scalenza was very interesting for me. That was a Series A startup. So I only work in startups. That's my ideology is like for fair share of my young time, I would only work in startups itself because I have actually deferred multiple offers from big MNCs. If you know about like FANG MNCs.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a specific reason to that. Yeah, so that's how I work and that's what I like. And I like comedy. I still like comedy.
You are doing that.
No hate for comedy.
Still you're doing that. Okay. So you have a long journey. You have got offers from FANG and you've worked in a startup. You have made your own company. You have organized hackathons. You have been successful in that. And you said it right that every college student have a dream of making a startup. In our class, there are so many students who are willing to do their startup, but they might be successful. Hope for the best. So there are more roles in this developers environment, not only development. And still, I got this. What is DevRel and developer advocacy? So can you tell me what is DevRel and developer advocacy, as you are also a DevRel?
So do you write code?
Yeah.
Do you write code?
Yeah, I write code. I also do community things. I also do public speaking.
So when was the last time you did NPM?
Recently. Okay. 2 days back.
Why?
When I was starting my project. Why? Because I was making my friend's portfolio to run it. NPM start. Something like that.
Why use NPM? Why did you use NPM?
Okay, so NPM is a package for like yarn, like this.
So okay, so let me connect to this. So you are programmed to do NPM, right?
Yeah.
Node Package Manager. Okay. There is a reason to that. So we are programmed to do stuff, which comes into developer adoption.
Okay. Yeah.
So the one time you use the computer, you were using a Microsoft Windows, right? Most of us a fair share of people start with Microsoft Windows, and then we have people who use other systems as well, like the market share, right?
Yes.
So I feel that there are multiple definitions of what DevRel is, what this education, community support. Yes, all of that too, yes. But the whole idea of DevRel is developer adoption.
Okay.
The reason is developer adoption, because if there is less developer adoption, there would be less profit made by the industries itself, right? Because the product is not being used, right? For you to actually go out and use a soap right now is acting to your programmed method of coming back from somewhere, and you're actually using soap. So who is actually making revenue in that? Soap company, right?
Yeah.
Because soap company has programmed you to not use a sanitizer but actually come home and wash your hands with soap, right? Similarly, for a dev product to be used, you need adoption for that. And this is where guys like us come into the play. How would you do an adoption? Are you going to use a marketer? Do you see an ad on TV? Use Node Package Manager and it will solve all your problems. No fucking way. Oh, sorry, just cut that off.
Okay.
So, yeah, but or keep it 18 plus. I don't care. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But as you see that you are saying that there would be someone who in a course, like I guess you must have taken some Udemy course, or you must have gone some through documentation, or you must have seen someone do it, right? Where do they have learned that? That is developer adoption, and that is what DevRel is working on.
Okay.
To create businesses and adoption based on number of users coming through the adapted product.
Fine.
And this is, we guys are responsible for this.
Okay. So even is previously this kind of role was there in previous years, and what was the name of these role? Because I have not heard about it previously in 5 to 6
Yeah,
years.
man. Product managers. There were no product managers in 2007. Very less product managers, right?
Yeah.
So Apple used to work on only engineers and marketers working together, creating products. There were no product managers at all. But they defined a niche role for it. Something to adjoin things, right?
Yeah.
Because for when we had developer tooling get on things, right? Back in 2012, how many APIs were you actually listing, right? There were very less APIs. There were very less SDKs. Very limited SDKs in the market to work upon.
Yes.
But today you see the marketplace of SDKs and APIs is insane, right?
Yeah.
You just go out there and you see that even Nickelodeon is making an API, you know that?
Yeah.
So understand the journey, that how everyone has adapted to the new term of the market and why they are so much in the market, so that we need niche roles. There was no social media marketing manager in 1999 because there was no social media, right?
Yes, of course.
But today there is, right? So things got created in time, and we had specific niche roles for it. If you know about, there is a Discord community manager.
Yeah.
It's a tools community manager, you know that? So
Yeah.
if Discord didn't exist, that community manager's niche was not there, right?
True.
So whenever there is an advancement to technology, there is something called a very, if you have something on a baseline and then you have wrappers on it, wrappers of technology, wrappers of tools on it. So these wrappers of tool would come up to that would actually make and come into the community and come into the ecosystem, and they would create new roles. Like people who are coming in ecosystem growth. There was no ecosystem growth because there was no ecosystem at all. There was nobody developing things on things. Okay,
Yes.
so these kind of things get created along the way. These are just, I would say, these are fancy tags, but very important adjoints.
Okay. Fine. So, what is the day-to-day work of being a DevRel? What they do in their are they into coding, or they are into, means what they do in their day-to-day life?
I'll tell you my day, how it looks like. So my day really involves into So I have a board where I write things, my day-to-day tasks. Okay. So yeah, multiple stuff. I'll just go by the board what I'm doing today. So we have product documentation, supremely important. Your documentation supremely refined. It should be very easy. The second thing is developer experience. How you're creating developer experience, how you're speaking to your developer team and making the developer experience as smooth as possible. It's different from your UX, a bit different, but quite how the complete onboarding process is, how easy it is to plug in into different tech stack you're trying to use. Third thing is creating use cases. There is no technology in the world which works without use cases.
Yeah.
It should solve a real problem, right? Like, there is a technology. If it's not solving a real problem, then why the technology really exists?
Of course. Yes.
So these headphones are solving that nobody else can listen to what I'm listening from you, right? It's solving a real problem.
Yeah.
Though there are multiple products around here, like, so this kind of phone holder, it's not even a problem, right? Like, it's a phone holder. Yeah, it's a very cute phone holder. Yeah. So the only problem is to hold the phone. Is it a problem? Yes. And no. Like,
Okay.
not a very big problem.
We can put a phone like this. With
Exactly.
back on it.
Exactly. So you get my point. So it should solve a real problem, and that is where use cases come into play. Now the fourth thing is developer adoption. As I said, all this is happening because to create adoption. Adoption happens because of hackathons, meetups. You see me somewhere, I see you somewhere, and you see that this is the technology they are trying to evangelize, or this is the technology they are trying to work upon, and this is also the technology which is very important for you to utilize. So the utilization of the technology. So these are four major verticals, and also the fifth major vertical is support. Support is, like, for me, it's one of the most supreme thing. Like, I prefer that support is something that should be like, that should be amazing. So whenever you use a product, like, I don't know, in India I face a problem, like, I have an air conditioner and the air conditioner is not working. Oh, seriously, it's not working? Yeah, it's working. Okay, so if it's not working, right, I would call the support guy up, like, be like, hey buddy, my air conditioner is not working, and he'd be like, yeah, we are sending a person, blah blah blah, and so that support is actually very important for me in terms of tech too. What happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it breaks? What happens if I'm trying to use it and it's not working? Where am I getting actual support? So support. So these major verticals are there, and then traveling and evangelizing, that is also a part of the job. And sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it.
Traveling.
So yeah, man. Like,
okay.
See, I have such nice setup at home.
Yes. Okay. You're doing a particular remote job. Remote? Okay.
Yeah, I'm completely remote.
Fine. So, you have told your day-to-day life. Is there any coding part, DevRel or developer advocate do?
Obviously, like, I guess we create new feature sets for our product, and we generally, we see that if it would see good into production itself. So yes, you have to create features, you have to involve features, you have to work with the engineering team, you have to implement those features too. So there is not everything that your engineering team would build for. And you cannot be like, okay, hey guys, I saw this and we are, I think this is a very tangible thing to do. I think that doesn't work this way. You have to be like, okay, I have created a skeletal frame. I have some logic built upon this. This is working to this point. Let's implement this. Let's put it into production. So that is very important for us.
Okay. So actually, I have talked to so many DevRels like Francisco and Idris and Imam. So what I think for me, the definition of DevRel is that a man who does all the work in a company which holds community building, marketing, technology, and management. It's a combination of all the things in the company which all are doing. Is it correct? Jack of all,
master of none.
no, master of something, but jack of all. Is it like that?
I would say a jobbing actor.
Okay.
Who's a jobbing actor, you know? There is one actor you would always see in every series. There is one actor you would always see That actor is in Crime Patrol. That actor is in that series. That actor is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's policeman, then he's that, then he's that. So he's taking care of multiple things. I get that. But you really need to have a niche, I would say. If you don't have a niche, which skill is actually compounding,
Okay.
right? If you play a guitar in a band, you play a guitar, you're a guitarist, right? But you're playing a guitar, you're playing drums, you're singing, you're trying to do the bigger drum, you're trying to do roulette, you're trying to do multiple stuff. But one person cannot be a band, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One person can be talented enough to do everything, but they need to have a niche.
Yeah.
They need to play the bass, they need to play guitar, or they need to sing, they need to do drums, they need to do, because then there would be no melody to whatever problem you're trying to solve. So I highly suggest that you should have a niche. For me, the niche is developer education, developer adoption. I would do anything in my power to make sure the adoption is scalable at a scale I couldn't imagine. So yeah.
Fine, great. So, how can one go into this DevRel or developer advocate?
Become a dev first.
Okay, if it become so, so you have to become a developer first, and then you should move into the DevRel part.
Become a developer. Understand.
Yeah.
Think of it as a restaurant, and try to become a waiter once. Try to become a chef once. Try to become a sous chef once. Try to become a person who do the dishes. Try to become a person who throws away the trash. So try everything in a restaurant and then choose what is the best for you. Because for the next 30-40 years of your life, you're going to do things, right? And you want to select on that, okay, this is the one thing I want to do in my life. And how do you come to that? You either do that and know that, okay, this entails this.
Yeah.
Or you be like, you choose something and you keep doing it and you're like, yeah, this is my passion. I love it, no matter what. So I choose the first way, and I think that there is a bit of, like, I would get heat about this, that we should only choose one thing and we should keep, like, what happened if Sachin Tendulkar starts playing football and then he started with volleyball and then he started with table tennis. Like, he would have lost his sense in cricket and not became that 1%.
Yeah.
But I say that it's your whole life who's telling you to become 1%. Try to understand what you really want to do and you're happy with. So don't try to become 1% in the first go, in the first step. You would understand, you would become 1% once you understand what your niche is. So yeah, dude, I see a lot of kids, they'll be like, hey, should we do DevRel because this looks so fancy, so good package, and you have to travel everywhere. Like, don't do this for that. Like, do you really want an adoption to happen? Then do it. Or do you really want a technology you want to evangelize, you really trust the technology, then evangelize it. Why do you want to do it for money? Why do you want to do it for some flying miles? Like, don't do it if you want to do it for it. Become something, and yeah, like, you can travel the world if you really if you are even a good SDE, if you're even a good SWE, you would be able to travel. It's nomad, like, the world is moving on to more permissionless settings. So yeah, you could travel. You don't need a tag to do it. So DevRel is something which should never come as a FOMO. Okay, everybody's traveling, I should too. So
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. So means, in which term you're comfortable, in which niche you're comfortable, do that. Because even when I was actually when I started my Web3 journey, so in the middle of that I was very confused that should I go to DevOps or Web3. So I tried DevOps, but it goes from my mind because मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. Okay, then I continued my Web3 journey and I'm still on that. So it's Joe, if you're feeling good in that, you should follow that niche. Fine. So coming to my next point, that Web3 is breaking so much in this world, so many projects, and how can one start their Web3 journey if you're a totally beginner or a student in a college?
freecodecamp.org.
Okay,
That's it.
that's
Nothing else in the world. You don't need anything. You don't need any course. You don't need anything. Or join this Spheron clan program.
Okay.
So we take only 49 developers. We train them. We put them into a segment. We have multiple hiring partners. We put them into community partners. It's a very rigorous program. Only 49 people get selected from thousands of applications, and we interview every partner. There are elimination round, and if you don't perform in the round, it's elimination and it's a learning cohort.
Are you there? Okay, you are stuck. Hello. Please repeat that. You are stuck for a second.
Yeah. So I was saying that it's a learning cohort program and an elimination program where you get eliminated if you don't learn. So yeah, so I have figured out a way how Indians learn. Like they need, yeah. So I'd be like, yeah. So you get eliminated just because of if you're not doing well, then like you gotta leave. And we are very straightforward with our terms. It's a very rigorous program of 6 weeks, and we have multiple hiring partners. We have multiple learning partners. We are trying to partner up with Build Space. We are trying to partner up with Arcana, Alchemy, multiple partners to come in, and also a hiring stream itself. So yeah.
Fine. So how can a student get into this program? Is what is the date going on? Registration?
Yeah. We have opened up the registration for season 1. We have selected around some fair share of people, and the selection is going on right now. Like we have interviews. We take interviews in waves, right? Because so many people are there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell more about how can a student become a web developer? As you told, Free Code Camp is a very good website. Since there are very less resources, and so more about that, how should they start doing that? From where they please don't tell the resources. How you should a roadmap kind of how you should do that. Okay.
This is a book called Data Structure and Algorithm, right?
The same I have.
Right? Yeah, you have the same book.
Yeah.
Don't be a developer, be an engineer. Try to understand the engineering concepts. If you are learning how to, like if you're watching this and if you're an engineer and you're in an engineering college, learn about engineering concepts first. If you're trying to move from problem A to problem B, learn how would you optimize those problems. You can anytime be a developer. Don't worry about that. Don't rush into things. But try to become an engineer first. Try to understand how logically would you solve problems. How logically would you take a problem and really solve it. Like there could be 1,000 developers out there, but very less number of engineers out there. So become an engineer and then become a developer. So the concepts you're studying right now, operating system, DBMS, then you have networking, then you have data structures, then you have like understand those, implement those, and meanwhile try to develop things on it. Try to develop small projects on it, become part of hackathons. That's it. You'll be fine. Nothing else. You don't need to do XYZ course here and there. If you are good at problem solving, good. If you're not good at problem solving, let's work on that first. Simple sense. We shouldn't start with like if you go to the gym, you shouldn't start with a deadlift on day 1. Go with easier weights, right? Go with 2.5 kg and create a frame for your body. Create a frame for your understanding of your learning, and then add sets to it. Don't be like, okay, I'm gonna learn everything in this time. I think if you remember Jay and think what happened to you, don't try the mistake again. Like,
Yes.
so yeah, super easy stuff, man. Like, become an engineer. Don't rush into becoming a Web 3 dev or Web 2 dev or XYZ. It's fine. Choose your pace. Choose what you want to do.
Okay, so can you tell me more about the company you're working in?
Sure.
What it deals with and what it does? because I have no knowledge about it.
Let's
Searching
do.
on Google.
No, I'm not searching on Google. I'm gonna share my screen.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am going to share my screen. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Just for.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think the input is good, right?
Yeah. It's
Is it-
now fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, so we help you deploy your UI into blockchain just by 3 simple steps. And also we have blockchain compute with us. So this is our front end, and you can just easily go ahead and you can just post something. So
Okay.
I would click on deploy, and recently, like, these are the projects I have right now, and you can see multiple projects which I have posted. And all you need to do is, if you want to switch into compute, you can click on compute 2, you can create a new cluster, and you can use Docker Hub to start a new instance. And where you can actually access our web app, you can just go pick a repository, and you could easily deploy any repository you want to. Here you can choose a deployment protocol, and we have, like, it automatically detects the framework, install commands, build commands, and publishing directory. Also, you can set up the different node engine and environment variables, and all you need to do is click on deploy, and let's see how many minutes does it take. So right now, this would be the first step in front of you. We deploying in a blockchain based system. So yeah, this is gonna be the first step. And it takes like just
Is
few
it
minutes
like
to do it.
is it like white?
Like?
Heroku.
Yeah, yes. You're in this a decentralized hero, not a centralized one.
I will be using this for my project stuff.
Yes, buddy, I would love to see it.
So is it a kind of a gas fees?
It's gasless.
Oh, great. So I will be using it for my projects.
Yeah.
Fine. So how much time does it take to deploy application? Can we do custom domains?
Yeah, I'm glad you actually asked about it. And you can actually do domains, you can do subdomains, you can do handshake domains, even ENS domains as well.
Pretty cool.
And also in terms of payment, so yeah, we have dark mode as well.
Yeah.
Didn't want you to miss it. So yes, and also you can add multiple members to your organization. You'll be like, okay, you are a hackathon team, so yes, you can add more people to the same. The billing is quite simple, and you can upgrade it into a pro plan as well. So very easy to do and very easy to work with. And as you can see that, you can see your invoices, your usage, your domain usage, how many deployments you're working on, your storage, also the coupons you can use on, and you can archive different projects. Like, yeah.
We
It's
can
kind of
post it
awesome.
directly from the GitHub using
Yeah.
the GitHub repository. Yes.
Yeah, you can use GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, anything you want to.
Fine, that's great.
And you get a notification for everything that has happened to your platform. So yeah, they're quite simple to use, they're quite simple to understand, and
Yes.
there are some good people who are writing the documentation.
You
So
also.
yeah, yeah, I am. Yes, mostly it's me.
Okay. Very very good. So here we are in the end of this podcast. So your some last outro words for the community in India and the students in India. Some motivational words like
Study every day. Don't lie to yourself. Study every day. And you are the only person who is stopping you to become what you really wanted to be. And there is one famous saying, आज वो कल है जिस कल की चिंता तुम्हें कल थी.
yes.
Okay, so don't procrastinate on stuff. Just start doing stuff. Get busy. Come on, like move on your feet. I know days could get boring and stuff like that, but yeah, get on your feet, guys. So yeah.
What you said? आज वो कल है.
जिस कल की चिंता तुम्हें कल थी.
Okay. Well, great quote. Very great quote. Have you discovered it or you have read from something?
I have read from somewhere. My mother is a professor, so yeah. So I get a lot of quotes coming from here and there. Like she like every day she has some great quote to start with. So yeah.
To the audience.
Follow Yash and subscribe his channel. If you don't, I'm gonna come to your house and hit the subscribe button.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna be so naive about it, but yeah. I love the guy. I love what he's doing in the space, and we need more people like him in the space. And yeah, super cool things happening in Web3. Follow him for great stuff coming up. And also, we would love to have Yash in our Twitter space. Okay, so would love to have you, buddy, too, to tell about your experience doing all this.
So I'm creating a series of Solidity course, and I have also started recording. I woke up at 5 a.m. today to record a NFT marketplace video. I'm just doing that, and I will be hosting and deploying that on Spheron.
Spheron.
S is silent. Fine. Spheron. Okay. I will be deploying that on Spheron. I will be not using any Web2 application from now. Okay, we are in the Web3 space. We will be doing Web3 kind of things. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Do follow all the links in the description. So much glad talking to you. आपके जैसा अभी तक कोई आया नहीं है अभी podcast पे. Fine. I have talked to all the foreigners, and they are also kind of good, but we have gone vibe matching. Yeah. So thanks for being in the podcast, and we have this.
Should I do it? Should I punch my camera? Yeah. Nice.
Okay. So yeah, here I'm stopping my recording.